For attending our panel and for coming to Pinta today. My name is Catherine Petitgas. I'm a London-based collector, patron, benefactor. I specialize in collecting Latin American artworks and also of supporting Latin American initiatives in London. It's my great pleasure today to welcome on this panel Iwona Blazwick at your very right, who is the director of the Whitechapel Gallery in London and also the promoter of the Max Mara Prize for Women, and she's going to discuss that with us. Then a great pleasure to welcome Sheikha Lulu Al-Sabah, who is the founder and director of JAMM, based in Dubai and Kuwait. It will be a great pleasure to listen to her. And finally, our token male on the panel, who is Joao Fernandes, who is the vice director of the Museo de Arte Reina, Sofia. I'm sorry, I'm missing some word there, but the Reina Sofia, basically in Madrid. And today we are going to try to debate the vast topic of whether global institutions should be militant or non-militant. And why did we choose that topic? We are here at the heart of a specialized Latin American art fair in London, which is, as you know, in its fifth year this year, in 2014. And within that fair, I've had the pleasure with my colleague Kiki Mazzucchelli, curator from Brazil, to curate a section of special projects that is dedicated to women artists. So not only are we specialized here in terms of provenance, in terms of geographical provenance, but also in terms of gender. And so we felt that it was perhaps a good time to review the validity of that stance, both in terms of gender and in terms of provenance. And perhaps we will then engage a debate, and you will be, of course, more than welcome to participate at the end of the presentations. We are first going to hear a short presentation by each of the panelists. I shall then put them a couple of questions, and then we will open the floor for debate. So, first of all, perhaps, Iwona, if you would like to discuss the Max Mara Prize with us.
Thank you very much, Catherine, for this invitation. It's always a great pleasure to be immersed by such a kind of wealth of extraordinary art from around the world. I wanted to share with you something which is very particular to Britain. And I've spoken about this a little bit before, but I was listening to one of our great institutions, Radio 4. It's the BBC, which we all love. And it was a debate. And on this program, on Radio 4, I heard a writer talking about our current government. And he noticed something very, very interesting, which is when he looked at the cabinet around the Prime Minister, and he looked at the Houses of Parliament, the House of Commons, and the House of Lords, he realized that all of the MPs and the ministers were either very, very old or very, very young. There was, in fact, a missing generation. Now, this writer, like me, graduated from university in 1979. And like me, he came into a world which was Thatcherite, and which for all of us, looking at our new careers, we were faced with the same observation about politics. It looked conservative, monolithic, and entrenched. And to a girl and boy, we said, it's not for us. Where did we all go, that missing generation? We all went into culture. We went into literature, film, media, music, performance, theatre, and the visual arts. And I think that is where all the most radical ideas were played out. That's where the most pioneering sort of movements and thoughts were rehearsed and debated. So, for example, queer politics, post-colonialism, Black and Asian identity, and of course, feminism. Those were the big debates that the art worlds, all those different worlds, were grappling with directly in the way that politics completely failed to. And politics, I think, in my country is still catching up. So it was in theatres, in little independent film studios, and in galleries and museums up and down the land that these debates started. Here in London, they were in institutions like the ICA. And actually, I'm very proud to say they were also going on at the Whitechapel Gallery, where I'm now lucky enough to be director. This was before my time, but I look back at our history, and it's quite glorious, actually, it turns out. We had a pretty good track record from the beginning. So in the art world, throughout the 80s, you may have, those of you who are old enough, remember this fantastic group called the Guerrilla Girls. American artists, all anonymous. No one ever knew who they were, and we still don't know today. But they would take out ads like this one, which directly accused the institutions